Sup lads, welcome back to another video. Now today, after Leicester City's FA Cup win for the first time in the club's history yesterday, I'm going to be looking at the success story of Leicester and probably one of the best run clubs in the world at this point now. Probably I'd say the best run club in England now, and yeah, how good their story's been and how their story can continue for a long time. Obviously, it all started off technically not even with a title and with just that great escape. This could have all never really, any of this should have really happened, to be honest, which is absolutely crazy because I think it was about 9 games to go. I think Leicester in the 2014-15 season sat rock bottom of the Premier League, set to be relegated, but they just picked up some amazing form. I think they won, was it 7 of their last 9, I think, and they ended up staying up and it come to, I think, 14th or 13th position, and that clearly put them on a massive momentum run because obviously we all know they went on to go and win the league next year, which is an incredible story, probably one of the greatest stories in football history, let's be real. And obviously the big 5,000 to 1 odds, and they overcame it. They were absolutely incredible that season under Ranieri, the counter-attacking football, and it wasn't the greatest of Premier League seasons from a certain team. They didn't get, normally that points tally wouldn't win you the league, but it's just that Leicester, they peaked at the right point when other teams are on a massive, not massive, but they're the traditional top 6 on a bit of a downfall that year. Chelsea, I think, finished 10th. Liverpool were 8th, I think. Their only real challenges were Spurs, and when your only real challenges are Spurs, you have a very, very good chance at winning it. And then Arsenal were up there as well, particularly around December, but they had a bit of a bad run of form, I think, and they fell off a bit. But Man City and Man United weren't the best. I think they rounded out the top 4, but Man City did, and then Man United 5th, I believe. But the Leicester, they peaked at that season at the right point because, as I said, that was a real down year for the big 6, traditional big 6 clubs. And, and they've been great ever since. I mean, they had that season after the 16-17 season where they potentially could have gone down. They actually sacked Ranieri, brought in, I think, was it Craig Shakespeare, and they finished in a comfortable mid-table position, went on a good run there as well, and obviously they qualified for the Champions League, got to the quarterfinals of that as well. And we'll talk about Champions League more in a minute. But yeah, it's just a great story. They had a few quieter years, as I said, 16-17, although they were in the Champions League that year, 17-18, 18-19, they're all just mid-table for those years, but last season it really did kick off again. They kind of bottled the Champions League places. They were looking like really Liverpool's closest challenger around December, but I think then they lost 4-0 on like Boxing Day or something, and then they really just collapsed, especially after the restart. But still, European football, I think they finished 5th. That's not too bad at all for a club like Leicester to finish 5th. And this season they've really been even better. It's just a bit disappointing how their Europa League season did turn out. I think they topped their group, but then was it in the round of 32 or round of 16? I think it was round of 32 when they lost to Slavia Prague, which is a big shock. But that's really the only real bad thing about Leicester this season. Maybe would have liked to see them do a bit better in Europe. But yeah, apart from that, it's been a great season. All but set to qualify for the Champions League. They do have a big game against Chelsea again, though, this Tuesday. So if they win that, they're definitely getting top 4. If they lose, could be a bit of a nervy end to the season. Obviously, Liverpool playing tonight as well. So the top 4 is looking really exciting to end the season. And, if they do kind of bottle the top 4 again, Leicester, it will probably put a bit of weight on the players' shoulders, but it's a really young team, to be honest. And, they probably would have learnt from last year's experiences, if I'm being totally honest. Another team looks like it's not going to get top 4. It is maybe looking like it could be Chelsea at the minute. Obviously, that game on Tuesday is very, very big. Whoever wins that, or if it's a draw, but whoever wins that, if there is a winner, is going to get Champions League 100%. And, Leicester, of course, we'll get onto it now. The FA Cup success, first time in their 137-year history they've won the Cup. I believe they've been to 4 finals before, lost all of them, which is a very unfortunate record to have. Turned it round, the 1-0 win, and that game yesterday really was what the FA Cup's all about. It just felt really special yesterday, especially with fans back. It was actually quite emotional, to be honest with you, because and it couldn't have really been a better final, to be honest. Leicester, it's not really the underdog story, because Leicester, I think, are actually above Chelsea in the league, but just to never have won the cup, to have the fans back as well for the first time in years, well, a number of fans anyway, because around, I think it was December, when some clubs could have a few fans back in home grounds, but it was incredible to see that yesterday. And as I said, it really what is the FA Cup's all about. Great goal from Tielemans, and it was a great game, to be honest, as well. I really did enjoy watching that. It's one of my favourite FA Cup finals I've remembered, to be honest. Obviously, we had the one last year, which was quite good, Arsenal-Chelsea. Then we had City-Watford, which was a bit boring before, because City won 6-0, didn't they? But yeah, FA Cups are always kind of a 1-0 game, a one-goal game, definitely, apart from that Man City-Watford game, as I said. But yeah, it was a really, really good game to watch. And Chelsea were piling on the pressure at the end. They did get that goal, didn't they? But ruled out for offside. And Schmeichel made some absolutely fantastic saves at the end. And the thing is with Leicester, they just care. The players, the manager, the chairman, they seem to care so much for the club. Like, I saw Schmeichel, Vardy, Tielemans all doing post-match interviews after the game, and then Rodgers as well, and they all seemed so happy, especially Schmeichel, to win that cup, because it's like Leicester is their heart. They would die for that club, which is incredible, and it's incredible passion, which you hardly ever see in the game now these days. I mean, and Leicester's recruitment is also absolutely incredible. Vardy for $1 million from non-league. They literally bought him from non-league, and he's now a Premier League striker. Won the Premier League Golden Boot last season. And Didi was a great pickup. Kante was a great pickup. Mahrez, I think Mahrez was £400,000, wasn't he? Incredible stuff. Even Fofana, I know he's a bit expensive. Was he about 20 million? I can't really remember, but he was outstanding yesterday, I thought. Him, Tielemans and Schmeichel yesterday were absolutely incredible for Leicester. And there's so many more as well that Leicester have recruited. Their whole team is just so good. Soyuncu from Freiburg, a few years ago as well. Harry Maguire? Who? Seriously, who needs Harry Maguire at Leicester? They got 80 million for him. Chilwell don't really need him. They got 45 million for him. And obviously it was a bit lucky yesterday with that goal being very marginally offside for Chelsea in the last minute, but if you're going to win stuff, you need luck sometimes. We saw that with their title win as well. And, Leicester, I think, as I said at the start of the video, they're probably one of the best run clubs in the world, and in my opinion, probably the best run club in England. The owners seem to be really one of the only people that care for their club. We've seen in the recent years, only a few weeks ago, actually wasn't it, when I don't know why I said a few years ago, but a few weeks ago, when all these rich Super League owners of the top 6 clubs came together, and Leicester, they care for the fans. You saw how much it meant to them yesterday. Obviously, they had a tragic accident with their owner a few years ago when he got in the helicopter crash. But I think his son was there at the game yesterday, and he came on the pitch, he lifted the trophy, and he was celebrating with the players, celebrating with the fans. And it was just the right time to have fans back. I know we had them back for the Man City Spurs game, but to have them back for that game was really good, and it was great, to see the cheers of a few bad misses and the boos as well. It really put a smile on my face seeing that back, because you miss it. I kind of forgot what it was like to have fans in the stadium, and it's really good to see it back yesterday. We're having some more fans back on the Tuesday as well for some Premier League games, so looking forward to that one. And next Saturday as well. And the thing is, like with Leicester, they all seem, as I said, to care so hard for the club, whether that's the players, the managers, the owner as well. And talking of that, I talk about the right recruitment of players, the right recruitment of managers as well. And Brendan Rodgers a few years ago, they've been absolutely fantastic ever since he's come in as manager. It's a bit of a risk getting him in from Celtic, because obviously he had that poor season at Liverpool, ended up getting sacked, going to Scotland, winning a lot of trophies. It was a bit of a risky appointment because we didn't know what he was going to be like, but he has been an incredible appointment by Leicester. Won the cup, and fair play, because again, that's the first time Leicester have ever won their cup, the FA Cup, in their history. So, for them to go and win that is an incredible achievement for them. And as I said, it really symbolised what the FA Cup's all about yesterday. and it's still really a really good thing to watch yesterday. And that Tielemans goal was amazing. Tielemans is another great recruitment they've had from Monaco. He wasn't even that great at Monaco, but they brought him in. He's been absolutely fantastic. And to be fair, I think Leicester have broken the top six mould now. I think they've got much a better side than Arsenal. I think if you take Kane and Son out of Spurs, they're a better side than Spurs. So realistically, they probably have the fifth or sixth best squad in the division, which is incredible for a club like Leicester. The journey's not over yet. They could qualify for the Champions League. Looks likely they will for next season. They probably deserve it, to be honest. They've been really good this season. It's just incredible. It really is. We've seen kind of a new era since that title win as well. I think it's only really Schmeichel and Vardy, really, the two only players that are still playing a lot. Since the title win. Obviously, I think Brighton's still playing a bit, so is Wes Morgan, but Vardy and Schmeichel are really the only ones that are playing week in, week out. And, it's really good to see for Leicester, and hopefully clubs take advantage of Leicester. They look at Leicester, because Leicester are the ideal club to look at. If you're an owner, you want to buy a club, you want to run it properly, unlike the top six owners. Leicester, look at them, look what they've done, because they are an example to English football and how you should run a football club. But anyway, guys, that's going to have to do it for today. If the comments are unable, let me know what you think of Leicester and what's next for Leicester. Do you reckon they can win the Champions League, challenge for Premier League titles soon? Let me know in the comments if they are unable. To like if you did enjoy it as well. And subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of 2021. So if you haven't already, that would be greatly appreciated if you can do that. Thank you for watching today, guys, and I will see you guys soon.